Hello, hello, hello. Ann Alexson, the soul speaker, giving a voice to the power within. And we are live today with day 4 of the Money Muse Makeover. We're on day 4. So if you've missed days 1, 2 and 3 and you'd like to join us, all you need to do is go to www.annalexson.com/MMM. That's 3 M's for Money Muse Makeover. Bear with me while I just share our video into the Money Muse Makeover group so that the people who are over there waiting for us can see that we've gone live on the page. And then, I'm in the wrong group. I'm always in my own group instead of where I'm supposed to be. Thanks for joining me. I can see we've got some people coming in now, so wonderful to see you. Thank you for joining me for day 4 of the Money Muse Makeover. Just sharing this post now into the Money Muse Makeover group so that anybody over there can also ask questions and these sorts of things. So let me know who's on watching. Say hello. I'd love to hear who's there. Live for day 4. I'll just share that into the group and hit. Ooh. It's interesting. I didn't choose a group. There we go, that'll fix it now. Hit the post button. So if anyone's over in the group, I'll be there in just a second to answer any questions that you're posting over there. Let me jump in there. I'm so excited about what we've all been creating. Hi Laura, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. And as we start day 4 of the Money Muse Makeover. So I'll just find that video, jump into it so that I can see. Fabulous, we're all ready to go. Thank you for joining me again for day 4 of the Money Muse Makeover. I'm Ann Alexson, I am the soul speaker, giving a voice to the power within and helping you to stop your money struggle so you can step into money flow so that you can fulfill your potential, which means that you'll be on purpose, you'll be in peace, and you'll have prosperity. Does that sound wonderful? Morning, Megan. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. So, if you have stumbled across this live feed and you would like to know more about the Money Muse Makeover and perhaps join us, you can still do that at www.annalexson.com/MMM. That's 3 M's for Money Muse Makeover. So come along and join us and catch up, and I look forward to seeing you. Hi Chris, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. I was wondering yesterday, Chris, actually whether you ever actually sleep, because you seem to be up with us in the middle of the night, and then I see you throughout my day as well. So you must be full of energy. Hi Marie, lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. We're just going to have a little chit chat and I'll catch up with everyone, see how you're doing before we get into the content so that those latecomers can be sure to receive the information. Fantastic, great. Okay, so today, day 4, was all about, I can't remember, so I have to look. Well, I can remember, but I'm just wanting to refresh. About planning for the future. Yes, it's very left brain. Yes, it's very practical, but that's what this is all about. That's what this whole experience has been about and will continue to be about. About bringing your practical self and your human self right alongside your magical powers and your highest self, bringing those aspects together into this reality to create the life that you want. We have to have all those aspects together to do it in the nicest, the lightest, the best way for us. That's not to say that people cannot be in their full human self, left-brained and all of that and make lots of money. We've all seen much evidence of that. But that's an old paradigm which we are moving beyond. Good morning, Vicky. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. We are just here doing day 4 of the Money Muse Makeover, which we started on Monday. If you haven't joined us yet, you can go to www.annalexon.com/MMM. That's 3 M's for Money Muse Makeover. And you can join us, receive all the information, and work on making over your money flow in practical and magical ways. So let's talk about planning. It's true, as I mentioned on the email, that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So not having a plan is actually a plan. It's a plan to fail. Hi Jenny, lovely to see you. So I think it's really important for a left brain perspective, for human life actually, because we live in this human reality. Part of that is we kind of agree that we're going to do planning, we're going to look after ourselves financially in real world practical ways. So today we're talking about where you want to go, and actual fact we're talking about how to get there, how to get where you want to go. One of the parts of that is to do some planning, or to do some, even just writing out some sort of financial plan for yourself. I've included in today's task 2 areas which I think are very important. Those are the areas of removing debt from your life, particularly bad debt like credit cards and loans from other people. Removing those, they're the types of debts that drain your energy. Okay, so I think 2 of the very important parts, so that's why we're focusing on those today. There are other things as well, and I know that everybody who's here with me has, that we all know, we're all grown adults, we all know what are the things we need to do. So I'm just encouraging you today to start a debt reduction plan and to start a savings plan. Now that can be as little as $1 a week if that's all you've got, and that's okay. Just want you to get started on making a plan to do it, setting up a bank account to have that money go into every single week or month so that it is happening, so that it's going in there. And I would suggest, of course, that you put it into some sort of account that you can't easily access it. So not a debit card account, all right? Make it so that it's not easy for you to access, so that it's there when... And the wonderful thing about this is that you get to a point where you almost forget that you've got it there, and it's just slowly building up, and then comes a day when you might need it for something, and bang, you've got it there. There's none of that drama and angst and worry that comes along with having your car need a new battery when you don't have the money for it. Something I've experienced. So I'm not talking from a place of being above that. I'm absolutely have been in that and was in it for a very long time, as any of you that follow me will know, because I quite openly talk about these sorts of things, because I've removed any sense of shame around money, because the money system keeps us stuck in it by making us ashamed to speak about what's going on with us around money, by having this belief that you don't talk about money. You absolutely don't talk about money. You don't talk about the way you treat money. You don't talk about the way that money treats you. That's all hush-hush stuff. You do not talk about it. And I don't know about you, but the past generation, the one before ours, in other words, our parents, were very much like that. You do not speak about your money stuff, certainly not to anyone outside the family, but not even to anyone in the family. So when you do a lot of work energetically around money, you get rid of your fears, you get rid of your worries, you get rid of your anxiety, and you get rid of your guilt and shame. And when you do that, you can very openly talk about the fact that you were homeless nearly 3 times, the fact that you went bankrupt, these sorts of things you are comfortable to tell people about, because people learn from your experience. You learn from your experience. So, and also because as you might know, I believe that life happens for me. Not to me, but for me. So I know that everything that I've lived in the past has led me to right now. And I know that right now is the only moment that matters. And I'm here and I'm alive. So it can only have been for my benefit. that I forced myself into these situations, which is really what we're doing, aren't we, to some degree. Now, let's talk about, so that's about the savings. Put it into an account that it happens automatically and an account that you can't access easily. I'm not saying that you have to wait 6 months to be able to get it, none of that sort of stuff. What I'm simply saying is put it in a savings account that has a pocketbook with it, that you don't have a card with, that you can't access it easily, so that you can't do anything on a whim in one of those weak moments. If you have those sorts of things, of course there are people who are more disciplined than I, so that the rules would be different for you. So let's talk now about the debt reduction plan. There's a thing, I think, financially, I'm not really up on what other people do and things like that, but I know it's been mentioned to me that it's called the snowball plan, essentially, I believe. And what you actually do is you just simply put a little extra if you can, but if you can't, just simply focus on paying off that lowest bill, that lowest debt. So if you have a credit card and you're paying off $20 a month on it, if I were you, I would add $10 to it, pay off $30 a month, get it done as quickly as possible if you can't do it any quicker than that. And then what you do is you take the $30 a month that you were using for that debt, and instead of going, oh gosh, I've got $30 extra a month now, what you do is you actually roll that over, that extra $30 into the next lower level one. So if your second debt is $50 a month, then add the $30 and make it $80 a month and get that paid off as quickly as possible. And when you get that paid off as quickly as possible, you take that $80 that you've been using for that debt and you put it into the next one. So you're snowballing the money as you go. So as soon as the debt's cleared, you take the money that you were using every month to pay that debt and put it into the next debt. And this way you will find yourself able to clear your debt a lot quicker. All right. So that was the task for today. So today being practical, you got me here. There's two things I'd like to do. First of all, I want to share with you something that happened for one of our beautiful members yesterday, just around the work that we did yesterday. And I want to tell you that specifically because I want to encourage anyone who hasn't done the past days to go and do them. They're all in the group, in the Money Muse Makeover group. There's a document that has got them all listed so you can go through each day and do them. If you've missed the lives have been very important. There's been processes and healings done on them. So if you chose not to do them or didn't get right through them, I'd urge you to go back and do them again. Now, let me tell you, one of our beautiful members, I won't mention her name because I haven't asked her permission to do so, but she did post on my wall this morning, and I want to share that with you. Hi, Anara, I see you there too. Let me just go onto my profile and share what she shared with me this morning. And she's not the only one who shared it with me. The other person involved shared it with me as well. Yesterday, I watched the Money Muse Makeover session I had missed earlier in the morning. Now, this was the session where we did our script and we did the process to bring our script into ourselves. And you're going to love this story. We went through a life script for meditation. I fully saw myself in front of cameras with lights on a set, talking and doing demonstrations. I even knew what I was wearing and feeling. Then within about half an hour, a mutual friend of ours, although I didn't know that she was a mutual friend at the time, rang and offered me the opportunity to join her wonderful movement. Now, her wonderful movement is shows, web TV shows. So the person who doing the script with us, as we were sitting in the cinema watching ourselves on the screen, seeing this, she was seeing this, and then within half an hour she got a phone call saying, can you come and do this with us? We want you on board. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that just amazing? And congratulations. So again, I encourage you to catch up and do the things. If you've missed anything, to jump in and catch up with it all. It really has been life-changing for more than one person. And it's always life-changing for me, of course. The more I serve, the more I receive. which is just wonderful, and I think it's a beautiful lesson as well. Hello, Anna Shelley. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. What I'd love to do today is answer any questions that you have around a couple of things. So the first one is answer any questions about the savings and the debt reduction plan, or the practical realities of that. The next thing that I want to do is ask you, what do you want from me? What can I do for you? What do you most need right now to help you to get over this money life that you've been living, to move into this next level for you? What do you specifically need? I want to let you know, Lucia, that's absolutely fine. Pop back and rewatch it when you can. But yes, I'm just encouraging everyone to do that. I want to let you know that tomorrow we're going to do more on how do you get there. But this time, instead of it being practical things like it is today, tomorrow we're going to meet our money muse. I'm going to send you a meditation to meet your money muse, and we're going to do some work with that. So keep that in mind, but please share with me what you need from me right now to help you through more of this, to really clean up your money life. Tomorrow when we do our thing, when we do our live, I am of course going to share with you what next I can offer you. And I'd very much like to make sure that it matches what you need from me. So please don't be shy in telling me what you believe would assist you to get to where you need to go and to find out how to get there. So please share with me questions, any questions that you've got just before we finish up. We'll finish up in the next few minutes. And Nara's just saying another great way to save money is to put your total wages into the bank and take out only what you need. It's amazing how much the pennies we usually spend that live in our purse add up. I actually, Nara, thank you for that. I actually have, I keep two accounts at the moment for my personal stuff. One of them is a debit card account and the other is a savings account. They're in the same bank, and all my money goes into the second account, and I only transfer into the debit card account when I'm about to go and do some shopping or when I'm about to buy something online. There's that step in between desiring something or wanting something and buying it, where I have to actually go into my account on my phone or my computer and transfer that money. So it's a really good way to just keep things in check so that you're not overspending, so that you're not spending money that you need to be using for something else. Okay? So, yeah, lovely. Thanks for sharing that tip. And if anyone else has any great tips, of course, you're most welcome to share it in the group. So if anybody has any questions, now is the time to ask. Not just about today, but you can ask me a question about anything that we've done. Thanks, Chris. Yes, I think it's a good system as well. It works for me, except on those occasions where I forget to transfer money and I'm standing at the checkout and I give her my debit card and it says declined, and then I'm like, oops, I forgot to transfer some money. But that's all on me, being rushing and forgetting what I'm doing, although I'm getting better at that now. So any questions, ask now. Ginny's just saying, I still take cash out and use that for spending, and once I run out, that's it till next week. Yeah, it's kind of the same system, Ginny, where I put it into an account where I can access it as if it was cash. So yeah, absolutely. A good thing is cash as well. And of course, I have an acquaintance who teaches people about money. She's in the financial arena rather than the magical arena or energetic arena, although she's moving more into that. But she actually recommends that you always take out at the beginning of the week everything that you need for the week and have it in cash in your wallet, perhaps even in different compartments in your wallet, so that when you're done with it, you're done with it. So if you want to do that as well, but I personally find it just as easy to your debit card these days is just like cash. Not your credit card, your debit card. There's a big difference between the two. So Sue, how do you stop going into overwhelm when the bills arrive? Sue, I'm just going to go. It seems the creditors know there is no money and bills are coming out of the woodwork. Yes, you know why they know? Or do you know what's actually happening there is that you start to panic, you start to emit a vibration of fear around money, and so anybody that you owe money to is attracted to that. Isn't that interesting? So, to answer your question, and I can't see if you've asked anything else, I can only see those 4 lines. So, when you ask questions on this, on the live, try to keep it under 4 lines, essentially, because anything after that drops off and I can't see it unless I go into the computer and look at it over there, which I can do, of course. Let me just do that, and we'll see if it shows up there, and I'll see if there's anything else to your question, Sue. Let's have a quick look. I've done it again. I've gone into my group instead. I'm obsessed with my Mind Your Own Vibration group. That's where I go all the time when I'm on Facebook. Here we go. Okay, how do you stop going into overwhelm when the bills arrive? It seems the creditors know there is no money. Well, I've just explained that. From months ago and even years ago. Absolutely. Absolutely. I got you. The thing to do is to change your energy because, as I said, when the bills start coming in, when you start realising that you're not going to be able to make those payments, when you start worrying about someone knocking on your door, demanding that you pay them, you emit a frequency of fear around money. And, you know, it's like I'm going to say they're like dogs. And I'm speaking of anybody who feels your vibration. You know, when you're afraid of dogs, they tend to, you emit a hormone, or a pheromone is actually what it is. You emit a pheromone that they can smell, that says, oh, this person's afraid of us, and they seem to be attracted to that. It's the same kind of thing, okay? So, again, being totally authentic and honest with you, there were times in my life where I would be sitting at my desk and my front door was behind me in this house that I used to live in. And I would be terrified. The rent was overdue and I would be absolutely terrified that someone was going to knock on the door and demand the money. Even though legally they can't do that, I know that because I used to be a property manager. However, I would sit there in worry and lack, and then all the bills would come in and then I'd be in tears, and, you know, I've been there is essentially what I'm saying. And the guides, all that is, one day they said to me right in the midst of it, they said, stand up. And I stood up and they said, look down at your feet. And I looked down at my feet and they said, you're looking at your feet to remind yourself that you're here now. And then they said, and now start saying this. I'm okay right now. There's nothing going wrong right now. There is no one at the door demanding payment. I have food in my belly. Everything is all right now. There's food in the fridge. I have a roof over my head. There's no one knocking at the door demanding money right now. And what that did was, eventually, not right away, but eventually, it allowed me to feel peaceful around money. And it gave me this strength that I want to talk to you about. Eventually, this wasn't an immediate thing, but it started to calm me down immediately. But over the time period where I was having these money issues with my responsibility with money, I was, so I was doing this process every time that this happened. So every time I started to feel bad about money, started to worry about money, started to get anxious about money, I would stand up, look down at my feet and start chanting these things to myself to remind myself that there was nothing going wrong right now. Because in the moment of right now, knowing that there's nothing going wrong, your energy changes. And if you can do that as many times as you need to, eventually your energy changes. And that gives you a strength that you didn't know that you had previously. I came to a point where many years later, and once again, I was taking myself down the same road that I'd previously taken myself towards homelessness, and the rent was overdue, and it was a new place because, you know, I had to leave that place and move back in with my mother as a 40-year-old woman with a 2-year-old child. So what I'm saying to you is that eventually, in becoming peaceful around money energetically, eventually what happens is you start attracting money. But you also get stronger in your boundaries with regards to money. In other words, just as an example, the real estate woman rang me and said, your rent is late, you need to pay it now or you'll be issued a notice to remedy. That's an Australian thing. And I said, with great authority, I'm terribly sorry, I just don't have the money right now. You are my top priority, and as soon as I have some, it will go to you. And I said it with such power that it surprised me. And it surprised her, and she totally was like, yeah, okay, fine, no problems. When do you think that might be? Took away all the angst and all the drama, because she thought she was coming in for a fight as well. Because real estate agents do, don't they, if we haven't paid our rent. But anybody that we owe money to, they come in expecting a fight from us if we've done this in the past. And it just took all of that away. And that came from doing this every single time, getting myself into a place of peace around money. So I hope that helps. And I also noticed that Megan mentioned something as well that might help you, Sue. I learned something years ago about bills when they arrive right paid in full by the universe, and put them down and have faith in them that the money will come. I can't quite... Oh, yeah. Put them down and have faith the money will come. So there's all of those sorts of little tricks as well. And Ginny's saying it's true. I've been in times when I was grateful for the fact that my bills were paid, although I had no money in the bank afterwards. Susie's saying, yeah, gratitude is really important. Repeat this to yourself when you're feeling there is nothing going wrong right now, making you feel stronger and bring in peace. So thanks for popping that into the chat, Susie. I appreciate that. So, Sue, I hope that's helped you. Now, if anybody else has any questions, I've just received a little notification from my son's high school, because I'm looking at my phone, aren't I? So they send a text message. He's been assigned a lunchtime detention. I wonder what he's done. He's not a bad boy. He just doesn't like wearing school shoes, so he takes his sand shoes and he thinks I don't know. And every morning when he gets to school, he puts his sand shoes on and takes his horrible school shoes that he doesn't like off. So I imagine that's what the detention is about. They're being very tough on school shoes at the moment. First couple of weeks back, they do that, don't they? But I digress. If anybody has any questions, please ask right now, and we'll be closing off the call very, very shortly. And of course, if anyone has any anything they'd like to share with me about the experience they've been having, ask questions about any of the work that we've done, or indeed tell me what you would like to receive from me at this point, what help you need from me, what I can do for you. Who's got the wrong socks? We're very careful about our socks because they notice that. They have to be a certain shade of grey. Thank you, Lucia. Thank you. And Lucia's saying, happy abundance to everyone. I agree. Happy abundance to everyone. We deserve it. We absolutely deserve to live an abundant life. So I'm going to sign off now. Monica, you have a headache. I'm terribly sorry to hear of that. Feels to me like you need to allow energy to move through you. What you're currently doing is getting energy coming in, but you're not releasing it. It wants to be a wave that goes through you rather than a wave that comes at you and gets stuck in your body, so to speak. You understand? So I hope that helps. Just take a few breaths in. In fact, let's just do it now. Just breathe in and breathe out. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine it's almost as though it's the tide of the ocean coming in. And then it goes out again. And it comes in. And it goes out again. and it comes in and it goes out again. Energy's just like that. It comes in and it goes out again. Interestingly, money flow is just like that. It comes in and then it goes out again. Breathe in and breathe out again. I hope that helped with your headache. So, Monica, yes, yeah, just let it come in and go out rather than what we often do, especially when we're in stress situations. The energy comes in and we clench, so it gets stuck where it is instead of letting it come in and go out in a relaxed state. Fabulous, thank you. I'm glad that helped. All right. Do we have any last questions before we go? Look at me, I just want to keep talking to you. All right, I think we're done. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 4 of the Money Muse Makeover. Tomorrow is a very exciting day. You're going to love it, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you. Bye.